He can't do this right now. Derrick Henry has been hearing more and more people talk about retirement. But is now really the time? The guy just turned 31, an age when most running backs are already thinking about hanging it up, yet he's still running like he's in his prime. And that's where it gets interesting. Behind the locker room jokes and talks about the end of his career, Henry is posting numbers that make anyone stop and think. Is it really time to retire, or does he still have plenty left to give? The answer might surprise you, and by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why. Derrick Henry just turned 31, and in the NFL world, that's almost like a warning sign, especially for running backs. Normally, this is a stage when runners start losing explosiveness, strength, and the spotlight begins to shift to younger players. But Henry's story is very different. He might hear the chatter about retirement, but he's showing zero signs of planning to step away anytime soon. Henry himself has made it clear he'll only think about retirement when he truly feels it's time. It's not about age or what anyone else says. It's about what he feels in his body and how he performs on the field. As long as he's running hard, breaking tackles, and helping his team win, there's no reason to hang up the cleats. This mindset matters because it shows Henry isn't swayed by external pressure. He knows the NFL is ruthless on players in his position. Yet he believes he still has a lot to give. Looking at his recent numbers, it's hard to argue with him. The calendar might say 31, but on the field, it's like time hasn't caught up to him. It creates an interesting scenario. Everyone's talking retirement, yet Henry responds by playing at an elite level, ignoring the narrative that he should be in decline. For the Ravens, that's the best news possible, ensuring leadership and strength in the backfield stay intact. Even when Henry jokes about being old, the truth is he approaches the stage of his career with ease. That relaxed attitude shows he doesn't feel the weight of age. He feels the motivation to keep writing his story. And that brings us to the next point. The locker room jokes show just how much of retirement talk is already part of his routine. In the locker room, Derrick Henry has become the target of teammate jokes. Every time he scores a touchdown, guys ask him to celebrate with dances, like he's a young player in his prime. But Henry always answers with humor. I'm old now, I'm past that stage. It's a line that shows he's aware of the passing of time, yet he keeps his confidence and lightheartedness. These little jokes reflect a bigger truth. Age and retirement are part of the conversation, even if it hasn't become real yet. And the remarkable thing is, Henry handles it naturally, without getting frustrated. For most running backs, hitting 31 is practically the end of the line, but he's in a different category, so he treats the topic more as a joke than a worry. At the same time, this gives a human touch to his story. Henry, despite being a giant on the field, is still relatable. He doesn't mind admitting he's less eager for some off-field antics, but between the lines, in the heat of the game, he's still hungry and relentless. This mix of humor and seriousness is part of what makes him special. He laughs at the idea of getting older, yet he backs it up with numbers that keep him at the top of the NFL. And those numbers leave no room for doubt. If age tries to speak louder, Henry's performance shuts down any retirement talk. That's exactly where his recent production becomes even more impressive. Look at Derrick Henry's numbers last season, and retirement seems almost ridiculous. 325 carries, 1,921 yards, 16 touchdowns. Stats that not only put him among the elite, but remind you he's playing like someone in their prime, not someone supposedly at the end of their career. This performance proves his body is still responding remarkably well. While other running backs struggle physically after 30, Henry continues running like he has many years left. This isn't just genetics. It's dedication to training, preparation, and the style of play he's built over the years. Consistency is another factor that impresses. It wasn't a single standout game or a short hot streak. Henry maintained this level across the entire season, showing durability that's almost a weapon in itself. And that's one of the biggest reasons retirement doesn't even make sense. A player still performing at this level isn't at the end. As the clock ticks and the age adds up, Henry seems to play in a league of his own, setting his own pace. Every run reinforces that it's not time to quit. And his impact isn't just personal. The team around him benefits hugely from this high-level production, especially the Baltimore Ravens. For the Ravens, having Derrick Henry is more than just an experienced running back. It's having a player who can completely shift the course of a game, someone who carries the ball with authority and opens lanes even for the passing game. When rumors of retirement surface, naturally the franchise takes notice, because losing Henry would mean losing one of their most important offensive pieces. His partnership with Lamar Jackson in 2024 was one of the team's greatest strengths. Henry's power combined with Jackson's speed and improvisation created a virtually unstoppable ground attack. Knowing Henry isn't thinking about retirement now is a huge relief for the team and fans, promising another season of this dominant duo. Henry's statement that he's nowhere near retiring also gives the Ravens peace of mind in planning. Baltimore can maintain its offensive identity and keep leaning on the physical style that has worked. Instead of prepping for an immediate backfield transition, the Ravens can rely on Henry to remain their centerpiece. This shows how much his personal decision affects more than just himself. The impact is collective, influencing how the Ravens build their entire offense. And in Henry's case, the motivation to keep going comes not just from wanting to compete, but also from chasing historical milestones still within reach.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Derrick Henry has already etched his name among the NFL greats, but there's room for more. He currently has 106 rushing touchdowns, tied with none other than Jim Brown for 6th in league history. Passing legends like these is the kind of motivation that keeps any athlete going, and Henry clearly sees it as part of his legacy. Looking at rushing yards, it gets even more exciting. With 11,423 yards, he's 19th all-time. But if he hits just 1,000 more this season, he jumps to 11th, surpassing names like Steven Jackson, Marcus Allen, Marshall Faulk, and even Jim Brown. These aren't just stats. They're career-defining achievements that cement a player's place in history. These numbers make it clear Henry still has big goals ahead. Each season is another chance to climb the ranks and solidify his place among the top 10 in NFL rushing yards. For a competitive player like him, giving up that opportunity with an early retirement would be almost unthinkable. While many running backs retire to protect their health or avoid declining performance, Henry keeps stacking achievements. Chasing records is yet another reason to believe he has plenty of football left in him. And it's not just mental drive. It's also the unique body he brings to the field that makes this possible. What allows Derrick Henry to defy the typical running back timeline is his physique. Few backs in history combine as much size, strength, and speed as he does. He's practically a linebacker running the ball, yet agile like a wide receiver. This rare combination lets him stay dominant even when others his age start losing ground. Normally, a running back's body can't handle years of hits and punishment. The position demands explosiveness, constant contact, and accumulated wear. But Henry, being physically different, endures it all while still producing at a high level. It's almost as if the clock can't catch up to him. That difference places him in a category of his own. He's not just another player trying to hang on. He's an athlete with a rare combination that extends his career. While most see 30 as a cutoff, he treats this phase as just another chapter. This exceptional body not only prolongs his career, but reinforces the idea that he can keep surprising for years to come. And it's exactly this physique that supports Henry's confidence in saying he's not thinking about retirement. But in the end, the decision will always be his. Despite all the external debate, the truth is simple. Only Derrick Henry can decide when it's over. Analysts, fans, even teammates can speculate, but the control is entirely his. And so far, Henry has made it clear he doesn't see that moment coming anytime soon. As long as he continues performing at this level, there's no reason to stop. He's having fun, leaving his mark on the field, and adding chapters to his NFL story. What could be a burden, age for the position, is just another detail he handles naturally. This puts Henry in a privileged position. He can play at his own pace, with no pressure to prove anything to anyone. Every season becomes another opportunity to build his legacy, break records, and keep alive the fire that made him one of the most feared running backs in the league. Until he decides otherwise, retirement talk remains speculation. Derrick Henry is fully in control of his future, and it looks like there are still plenty of chapters left to write before the final curtain. Derrick Henry may hear jokes about being old, but on the field, he continues to prove why he's one of the NFL's most dominant running backs. At 31, he's still carrying defenses, breaking records, and keeping the Ravens among the league's most dangerous offenses. The truth is, as long as he's running like this, the word retirement is nothing more than a distant conversation. So here's the big question. Do you think Henry still has several elite seasons ahead, or is he nearing the final stretch of his career? One thing's clear. Baltimore still is one of the most special players of his generation. Someone who can change a game in an instant. Until that farewell day comes, all that's left is to enjoy every carry, every touchdown, and every milestone he can still achieve wearing a Ravens uniform.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.